So for our next deadline, I want you to become an expert on a Bain concept by finding everything Bain has to say about a key concept related to deep learning in his book. And the way you're going to do that is use this worksheet to sort of go step by step through his book and find material that can later be raw material for a paper. So let's walk through how to work with a Google Doc one more time. So right now you want to make a copy of this Google Doc. So before you do anything with it, you're going to make a copy. I suggest you give it your name and call it Becoming an Expert. And then you save it. And now the document will show up in your Google Docs with that name. So you can see at the top, there it is, Sully Becoming an Expert. Now, now that you've created the document, you fill it out, typing in your responses directly on the document as you go, and Google automatically saves it. I know you know this, but I wanted to walk through a quick review because sometimes it can be confusing when we start new projects. You can see the sheet begins with some reminders from Bain. I share his thesis, and then I provide a list of 5 topics, 5 what I call pathways to deep learning that Bain has already been presenting. And as you remember, that's his thesis, right? He's all about deep learning. How can we become deep learners? And so far in what we've read, he's talked about creativity, passion, growth mindset, intrinsic motivation, and an adaptive expertise. So with those in mind, I'd like you to pick one of those, go to the index of the book, and find everything Bain has written about that term. And for number 1, you're going to literally just type in those page numbers right there. And then for step 2, you're going to go read those pages and take notes. Annotate the text. Where does he use this term? Are there quotes there? Are there definitions? Are there examples? Is there material that can help you become an expert in explaining what Bain means when he uses this term? It's a good time to start thinking about, why does Bain think this contributes to deep learning, and how does he explain that? So you're researching, you're taking notes, you're annotating aggressively. Then once you've done that, now I want you to pick out 3 to 5 quotes or passages from Bain that you think would be really helpful if you were going to write an explanation of what Bain means by this concept. So you're looking for quotes or passages that define the concept, quotes or passages that explain the concept, quotes or passages that provide examples of the concept. You're trying to collect the material you need to be able to document, here's what Bain means, and this is why I know this. This is evidence that this is what Bain means. And then for step 4, I want you to find one of Bain's case studies, the people he talks about, who is an example of your chosen topic. And for that person, jot down a few key quotes and passages so you could talk about how that person is an example of this concept and how this concept can contribute to deep learning. So once again, it's all about Bain's thesis. How can we become deep learners? Picking one of 5 concepts he's presented, pathways towards achieving that kind of deep learning, and then taking 4 research steps to use the book to collect material and put it on this document explaining what that concept is, how Bain thinks it contributes to deep learning, and who or what is an example of that. Finally, when you've got the sheet all filled out, you're going to go back to that famous share button. And remember, whenever you share, what we're trying to do is create a link that everyone can see. So notice the default is restricted. You have to click on change to anyone with the link can view. Now that you've made that change, you copy the link and you are ready to share that link back in Canvas. And you all remember by now how to share links in Canvas. Hope this little video introduction helped. Feel free to text, call, email chat with me in Zoom if you need any more support.